Good afternoon and happy Saturday to you. I am First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here with a 4:30 in the afternoon edition of Atlanta News First Plus here talking about the First Alert forecast. That's kind of the focus of this stream here for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Want to give you the opportunity to not only, get the forecast, but also ask any questions that you may have about the weather pattern. And there actually is some weather to talk about this go around. Get some clarification on the forecast if you have any weather questions. Of course, two best places to kind of chat with that back and forth conversation, one of which is going to be on YouTube. We are streaming on the Atlanta News First account right now. Give us a like and a follow, or just watch this particular stream. Also, you can simply text us, 470-777-WANF. That's 470-777-9263. And I'm going to pull up that thread here. So if you are maybe streaming on Roku or another application and you just want to pull out your cell phone, shoot us a text, that is certainly an option. Again, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here. If this is your first time watching, thank you for tuning in. We will be doing another stream with Joylyn Akron tonight at 8 p.m. Unfortunately, no early evening newscast. We are preempted on CBS by sports. So this is a really good opportunity to still get the forecast, even though, of course, programming a little different than normal today. Let's go ahead and take you outside. A look up on the north side, Hall County, Lake Lanier. It's a gorgeous day on the lake. In fact, you can actually see those boaters. Folks getting in the boat, heading out on the lake, leaving the marina here. It is a stunner of an afternoon, a warm afternoon, an afternoon that is mostly dry. Even though we have some of those dark clouds out there, a mostly dry First Alert forecast. And, of course, that is good news. However, there's one exception. We could have a little bit of shower activity overnight tonight, especially east and northeast of the city of Atlanta. Even outside right now, we are tracking a little bit of shower activity. This is going to be to the south and southeast of Metro Atlanta. I can put this in motion here. This is kind of temperatures overlaid with radar, and really it's not the Atlanta News First viewing area that's seeing the rain, but if you're over towards Augusta, if you're on Lake Sinclair and Oconee, maybe not Lanier, but those two lakes, little bit of sprinkle activity. Putting this in motion over the past hour. Again, not much to write home about, just a couple of sprinkles there on the far south and southeast end of the area. The vast majority of us, like 99.9% of us, are dry. Temperatures upper 70s in Atlanta, upper 70s in Helen, 79 in Gainesville. Speaking of Lake Lanier, 78 in Atlanta as mentioned. Also LaGrange sitting at 78, 76 in Carrollton. So it is warm outside right now, and it will remain warm on through the evening. Your First Alert forecast is a pleasant one. Temperatures remaining mild. No need for the jackets this evening. Again, it's going to be a very, very nice one as we pull up that hour-by-hour forecast. Short sleeves, I would say, would be the rule this evening. Maybe a very light jacket over in the late evening span here into the overnight hours. Temperatures remaining, mostly in the 60s, warmer than it should be for this time of year. However, there will be some changes on the way for tomorrow. This evening may be mild. Overnight tonight will be mild. However, we do have some cooler weather moving in for our Sunday. Just a slight dip in the temperature, but I do think you will feel it tomorrow. You will feel that difference. Though out the door tomorrow morning, once again, it's going to be mild outside, far warmer than it should be. Normal low temperature in Atlanta is 48. Tomorrow we're going 61 degrees for a low temperature, and I think some inside the perimeter will end up being warmer than that. Upper 50s up in Helen, LJ 55, 59 in Canton. Keep in mind you all up there should be in the low to mid 40s for morning low temperature this time of year. So this abnormally warm weather pattern just is not loosening its grip. For better or worse, love it or hate it, on North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, that trend continues. Now, a minor dip in the temperature as we get into tomorrow afternoon. Again, it's kind of a battle between the sun and the clouds. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon will be warming back into the low to mid 70s, whereas today we're in the upper 70s to near 80. So we are talking about a 5, 6, 7 degree drop in temperature. It's a relatively slight change, but it is noticeable. I think you'll feel a minor change out there tomorrow along with the clouds and the sunshine. And you can see the range in numbers here. Atlanta, again, lower to middle 70s, mid 70s probably for the south side, 70 or so in town. And then as we get into the mountains, northeast Georgia, temperature is much, much cooler. It will feel chillier up in Helen and Gainesville, so a much cooler day up on Lake Lanier tomorrow afternoon. So if you were boating today and you're trying to get round 2 in tomorrow, keep in mind, different feel tomorrow. And there will be a breeze on our area lakes as well, Allatoona, Lake St. Clair, and Oconee, along with these cooler temperatures. I would say kind of a battle between sun and clouds once again, whereas today we have the sun and the clouds. Tomorrow, probably even more cloud cover than what we have today, especially off to the east and northeast of the metro. Even LaGrange cooling off a bit tomorrow by a few degrees with high temperatures in the mid-70s. Rome in the lower 70s. Carrollton 71, average high. So normal high temperature on tomorrow's date is 69 degrees, so not too far above that, but still technically a little warmer than it should be for the time of year. And a big reminder here, not really weather related, but a sign of the season, you need to set your clocks back 1 hour before you hit the hay tonight. We're going to gain that hour of sleep. Hopefully you're able to actually achieve an additional hour of sleep. We are setting the clocks back, and if you don't, your schedule is going to be thrown off just a little bit tomorrow. And again, lots of clouds around. Monday, cool as well. High temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70. Some staying in the mid-60s, mainly North Metro on up into the mountains. Election day, we start to warm back up, partly to mostly cloudy, so a little more in the way of sunshine, with high temperatures on Tuesday in the mid-70s, mid to upper 70s Wednesday, upper 70s Thursday. And I do think that some are going to get up to about 80 or so. Maybe lower 80s some of these afternoons as well, with temperatures back in the mid-70s Friday, lower 70s Saturday. Maybe another push of some slightly cooler air heading into the weekend. And there is some uncertainty in exactly how the work week is going to play out as far as rain chances are concerned in particular. Kind of tied to the tropics, believe it or not. We have 2 areas of storminess that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring for tropical development. I want you to focus more so on this area of red, this red blob, so to speak, in the Western Caribbean. Basically, the National Hurricane Center is saying anywhere within this red blob, we could see our next tropical system form. There is an 80% chance that occurs, so a high chance to get our next tropical system to form in the Western Caribbean within the next 3 to 5 days. Of course, the next name on the list is Raphael. We have Subtropical Storm Patty up in the far northwestern Atlantic. No threat to anybody, no risk to anyone here in the mainland in the United States or in the Caribbean. So next 2 areas to watch, really just one that we're watching here for you, is going to be in the Western Caribbean, moving up into the Gulf of Mexico. So it's very possible we could have our next name system in the southern Gulf of Mexico as we get into the work week, especially the middle of the work week. Now, what exactly it becomes, where it goes from there, does it help boost our chance of rain? It could boost our chance of rain, but as far as direct tropical impacts here in North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, that remains a low chance. But if you have travel plans to the Yucatan Peninsula, to Jamaica, to the Caymans, if you have travel plans to Florida, or even to mainland Mexico and South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley area, some areas to watch that could see some more direct impacts from this particular system. And again, this could also really help boost our chance of rain heading into the work week. So something to watch. If it does look like any particular day is going to be a washout or weather is going to have you shifting around your plans, of course, we'll throw on that first alert weather day. I'll give you the extra heads up, that first alert, that the weather's going to be a little nastier. Right now, we're not really to that caliber yet, but we're going to be watching the forecast, watching the data evolve here over the next couple of days. We don't even have a named system yet, so further changes to the outlook are certainly possible. In fact, I would say likely. I want to thank you for tuning in and for watching. We passed the 10-minute mark. Doesn't look like we have anyone asking questions, so hopefully you got the forecast. You know what's going on. Won't be surprised by anything going on this weekend. Main story here is that we trend a little cooler tomorrow into Monday, and we will be watching the tropics into the middle of the work week. A reminder, no early evening newscast. We are preempted, about to record a video, put an update in the First Alert Weather app in case you missed this stream. And we'll be on tonight on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate, starting at 10 p.m. and then back on for the late news at 11 on WANF. Get outside, enjoy the warm weather, and have a wonderful evening.